Welcome back to the show. Many thanks for staying with us. It's February and soon the rains will set in if it's already not started in your area. It's expected to peak in June or July. Well, this period is accompanied by some harsh weather conditions such as storms. In this situation, you'd need an efficient weather forecasting to be sure people have the right to information as well to avoid related disasters. In times past, we've had issues with meteorological agencies' ability to do this effectively. That is to give you that information about weather forecasting that gives you the assurance that you are covered. Well, today they have some refreshing news for us. They say they've taken delivery of new equipment. We understand that is supposed to replace some obsolete measuring instrument, which will also make it possible to predict the weather more accurately than they have been doing. Well, let's find out what this machine is about, what this efficiency they are promising is, and what should we do to them if we they don't deliver on that efficiency. Suman, he's a Deputy Director General for the Meteorological Agency. He joins us here in the studio. Mr. Suman, thank you very much for coming.
Okay.
Also here in the studio with me is Joseph Tete Potofi. He's Deputy Director for Synoptic Meteorology and Forecasting, also at the Meteorological Agency. You're welcome as well, Mr. Potofi. So let me start with you, Mr. Potofi, since you're more of the technical guy. This equipment, tell us what equipment is it and how is it going to make you more efficient?
Yes, thank you for having us here. This equipment is actually automated. We call it automatic weather station. And formally, what we've been doing is that almost all our stations are man-manned.
Okay.
It means they are what we call conventional or traditional instrument, where somebody will go and then look at the measuring cylinder and then take the amount of rainfall, look at the thermometer with the eye, and then tell us the temperature is this. And then also transmit that data via phone to us at the server room. Okay. Currently, what this one is going to do is that this is automated, no human interference. Okay. Nobody is going to manage it. The equipment will measure everything itself and then transmit it to our server accurately. And this is far, 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 far better than. Because let me tell you, somebody can be in a funeral. An observer can be in a funeral with his phone at hand, can observe the data and transmit to you, which we normally call in our parlance cooking data. Okay. They sit in their bedroom and they cook the data. But this one, once the equipment is there, you are
sure that the data has not been cooked?
No. Yeah.
But then again, what's it called again? What's
AWS,
it called?
simple AWS.
I'm sure it has a longer name.
Automatic weather station.
Ah, right. So you've got an automatic weather station.
Yep.
And this automatic weather station is supposed to replace what usually someone would look, observe, and interpret and say, because based on what I have seen, there's going to be rain. Yep. Now, what the system you have will do the measuring automatically and transmit the information how?
Transmit it via a SIM card in the system.
Okay.
So if the system
to your workstation.
To the workstation. If the system is at Tamale, it would take all the weather parameters and then transmit it via real time. Some can do it as much as 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes, you can send the data to our server. So that at least the forecaster at wherever it is can get accurate data, and by so doing, the forecast that will be coming out of that data will be very accurate.
And I was going to get to the accuracy bit of it. Is this a machine that is being used by other weather forecasters elsewhere, or how do we know? How can we guarantee the accuracy of the data we get from this machine?
I can say that currently, when you go to certain advanced countries, we don't even have man-manned stations. They are all automated. Okay. The bigger countries, when you go to Japan, you go to China, Japan have about 3,000 automatic weather stations.
Well, what I'm trying to figure out is whether or not this machine that you've acquired is a tested, tried and tested
yes, it is equipment. It's equipment that is being used the world round. We are not the first to use it. People started using it as far back as in the 1970s.
Okay, is it anything like what we're seeing here on the TV?
Perfectly, that's it. That is it.
Okay, so with this one, if we can zoom in a little bit, you can tell us a bit more about this machine that we're seeing.
Yes, when you look at it, it has a solar panel, so it means it will be solar powered.
Powered, okay.
The small white thing on the floor is what we call the tippy bucket. That will be able to take the rainfall, the amount of rainfall.
Okay.
So when the rain gets into it, it will send a signal. Then there is a white box behind it. That's where we have the logger. When you go up of it, we have some sensors.
Okay, so we go up a little bit.
Yeah, you can see a sensor.
Okay. So those are sensors?
Yes, that can take temperature, humidity, relative humidity, dew point. Then we have what we call the pyranometer, which can also take the outgoing and incoming radiations.
Okay.
Then on top of it, there is something like an whether aeroplane or something. Yeah, that's the anemometer. That can also give us the speed of the wind and the wind direction.
Okay.
Very well.
So this is a machine that we've acquired. Let me bring you in, Mr. Suman, to the discussion. I'll come back to you for a bit more of the technical things. So you acquired this equipment. How much did it cost us, by the way?
Actually, we acquired this equipment through the support of our minister in a project called E-Transformation.
E-Transformation,
yes,
okay.
A project financed by the World Bank. And they decided to invest about $500,000 US in GMET. And out of it, $350,000 US has been used to procure this equipment for the agency.
So this equipment cost the meteorological agency $350,000 US dollars. $350,000 US. How many did you buy?
10,
how many
10 of them.
10 of them.
And then they are going to ensure maintenance for this equipment for 2 years.
Okay, those you bought it from.
Yes.
I'm wondering, is that the best price on the market, or?
Actually, the procurement process, all of it was done by a project team by the World Bank. Okay. So they facilitated the process of procuring the equipment. Okay. We provide them with the technical specs, and then they procured it. Okay. And then we help them installing it in our stations where we need them. Okay. And by Friday, God willing, our minister will inaugurate it.
So we have 10 of them, and I'm guessing that one is for each region.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Tell us how it's supposed to work. I don't know which of you is more equipped to do that. 10. Yes. We have 10. How is it going to work in terms of distribution?
Yes. For currently, we have some places that are very, very in dire need of that system. Okay. So we've installed one in Tema, one in Akosombo, one in Takwa, Enchi.
Seshibekwai.
Yes.
Okay, so Tema, Akosombo, Seshibekwai,
Enchi.
Akemodan.
Okay. Is there any special reason why you chose these places where you've placed them?
Yes. Quickly, before you pick that one, we used to have 22 synoptic stations. Okay. The stations that measure all the weather parameters. 7 of them were man-manned. That's my brother put it. Yeah. Sorry. And so when we got this one, we decided to replace the 7, or put it in 7 of them at the places where it is man-manned.
It's been manually operated.
Yes.
Okay.
And then added 3 new stations fresh to our synoptic stations.
So wouldn't it have been a good idea to spread this across the region so that each region has one?
Actually, each region has a synoptic station.
But they're all, from my understanding, they're all manually operated.
Out of the synoptic stations, 13 were automatic. 7 were man-manned.
Okay, so you've taken
so we've put the 10 that we've gotten, 7 of them, to the places where they were man-manned. Okay. And then added 3 more stations.
Okay, so these 3 more stations are where and where?
Takwa, Enchi, and Akosombo.
So I take it that those places already have automated systems, but you've added?
The new, fresh stations are these 3 I've just given you. But the rest had man-manned synoptic stations, which we have now added automatic stations to. I see.
Let's talk about efficiency. I mean, I'm sure we won't get all of the details about where these are and all of that. But at the end of the day, the people of Ghana want to experience the efficiency. They've said that, look, even if I take my mobile phone and I check I go on Google and I check the weather, I am better off than relying on the meteorological agency. This is a perception that, look, seriously, this is a perception that a lot of people have. And you cannot fault them for it, because we've had times where the metro agency will say, a meteo agency will say it's going to rain, and we've seen that it never rained, or times that it was going to rain heavily and we never got any information. What is the level of efficiency we are to expect from now on, or does it not start immediately?
No, I think currently, if you can bear with me, our forecast is very reliable, and I can vouch for about 87% above.
I wouldn't expect you to do anything.
Yes, because
you work with the organization.
Yeah, because the reason why I say so is that plus this AWS that we've got, we are able to access different data sets. We are able to get what we call the ECMWF from European Union, the Meteo France, UK Met Office, NOAA from the US. Then currently, we are also running our own model. So what this AWS will do is that it will give us a real-time data to feed into our model to be able to get us a very accurate data.
Okay, so yes, the accuracy bit of it, you have said that this equipment promises to give us that. Yeah. But what is going to change from now on in terms of how we receive the weather forecasting from the meteorological agency? What is going to change? Are we going to see any changes?
Yes, I think this is one of the platforms that we need to use to plead with the media houses. Because at certain times, what happens is that, yes, you've issued a weather warning. But some media houses, because you send it via email, media houses will wait after the system has passed before they will go into their email box, get the data, and then transmit. By so doing, you are deceiving the public. So? Most people have been doing it. We know those who have been doing it.
Who are they?
There are also some media houses who even doesn't take weather from us. Yet in the morning, they broadcast certain weather parameters, which for us is even very weird, because currently there's no way you can say there will be thunderstorms along the coast and that sort of thing.
But so wait, so these thunderstorms, I've been hearing it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Thunderstorms. It's thunder with rain.
Thunder with rain. But every day there's a thunderstorm in the weather forecast that we get from the meteorological agency.
Very well, because it depends on the type of rain that is coming. Okay. If you look at the forecast, maybe from later part of July to August, there is no way I'll issue a weather forecast or a warning and put thunderstorm there. Because within that time, there is no way we are going to observe thunderstorms, especially over the coastal and the middle belt. Where we can get thunderstorm will be at the north. But during that time, we can get showers and drizzle. Somebody will say, always, I will say that our weather is always coming from Togo, Nigeria, Togo, Nigeria. One question I always want to ask is that, have we wake up one day to observe the sun setting from the west? No. Per the geological aspect of the earth, our systems always developed from the east and then moved to the west.
So without getting so technical, what really I'm interested in, and I'm not sure I've gotten that yet, is whether, so in last year I did a story from the University of Natural Resources, Natural Energy and Natural Resources in Sinai, and they had this station that was being developed in collaboration with a university in the US, and they said that they had been in touch with you to try and have some kind of collaboration. They've got a setup there. How are you making use of that setup? Because they spoke about an app where you can have an app, a local app. I mean, an app from, let's say, the meteorological agency that's giving Ghanaians updates on weather forecasts, like accurate updates that you could tap from their system. You could collaborate with them to do that. Is there something like that going on at the moment?
Yes, I could say there is something. Currently we are running a project, GMS Africa, and then our idea was that to be able to develop an app, especially to start with the fisher folks, because they are very, very vulnerable when they go on sea and there is a thunderstorm, there is heavy storms and that sort of thing. So we are trying to develop an app. Currently, what we are doing for the fisher folks is that they use the flag or the color mode method, where we send them, the chief fisherman, we send them whether the weather will be calm, moderate, and dangerous.
Okay.
So when you send the weather and it is calm, you just go to the beach and hoist a flag, white flag.
For the people.
For the people. So all those who are going to sea will see the white flag and say, oh, the
weather is good.
It's good, let me go.
Okay.
The moment it goes and you see a red flag, then you know it is dangerous.
But obviously that's not as efficient. What else are you doing to make it more
efficient? So to advance, we started that one for the past 3 years and it is working. To advance it now is to bring in the app. So
when is the app coming?
We are yet now to go through the procurement.
Mr. Suman,
Yeah.
Mr. Suman, when is the app coming? Because these are things that people have on their mobile phones, and these are times where people are relying a lot on their mobile phones. So it's easier if you want to reach the people with this accurate information, make their lives easier for you to put it on the mobile phone. So when is it coming?
When it will be difficult for me to give you exact dates.
I mean, an app is not difficult to develop.
We just spoke to a company. They came to us. They've taken our stations map, where they are located. You know, we are scattered all across the country, and so they have taken their map, and then they have started looking at it. We've spoken to about 3-4 companies who will give us an estimate of how it's going to cost us, and then we move from there.
But why would you even look at being a company that will take money for this service when the University of Energy and Natural Resources seem ready to partner you know, to do this? And it's a government agency, so of course that will make it easier and less costly.
University of
Energy and Natural Resources, yeah.
You see, they have a station there. Our stations cut across the whole country, all right? So just picking one station and using it to develop weather is dangerous. You initially said something about people going on their phone and picking the weather.
Yeah.
It's different picking, you know, if you have traveled through an aeroplane, you go up, you see the whole Accra as something in your palm. And so picking signals from the skies and using it to predict cannot be that accurate. You need that, but you need ground information and then do analysis with the tool to be able to make proper prediction. So just having one station, it could be a very nice state-of-the-art station, but will not be able to give you correct prediction across the country.
But I doubt that you've assessed the ability of the University of Energy and Natural Resources to help you or to partner you develop an app. You haven't. That has not been explored. You might want to explore that going forward.
Yeah, exactly. They even wrote to us this year. They were going to do something about this thing that we are talking about. They've invited us to come. I remember our former DG attended one of their programs related to this.
Well, I guess you should reach out to them.
We will definitely. Even one of our staff is there.
Okay.
I mean,
so that should make it easier.
There,
so that as much as possible, as much as we want to be efficient, it will still be cost. We'll still have some, cost effective.
Yes,
if I should put it. Right. So I'll take quickly your very final words, and I want to know when is this going to be? When are we going to feel the presence of this machine? Exactly when? Has it already started, or will it take some time?
Yeah, it's already started. I think with the coming in of the rainy season, you really feel it.
We'll feel it. Yep. So we should look out for information from the meteorological agency that is accurate. And when they say it is going to rain this afternoon at 12 p.m., at 12 p.m. we start seeing the rain.
Perfect.
Okay, if it doesn't happen, Mr. Suman, what should we do?
Actually, you are going to see a lot of improvement, because it's not only these machines that through e-transformation project we've gotten. We've got a very state-of-the-art equipment called MESICOM that will receive all our data from our stations, and then our forecasters will have access to it to use it to do their prediction. Currently, we have one radar which is out of service. The government has helped us to pay for the experts from Vaisala. They are coming down. All the equipment they need to fix it are already in. They will fix it before the rains. And with that radar, GMET will be able to see the skies, any small storm developing. They'll be able to identify it and be able to help us give accurate weather forecast.
That would be absolutely amazing, because if the people who died in Seko, during the twin tragedy, the fire and flood, if they had known that it was going to rain heavily that day, they probably would have made preparations, and they probably would not have been caught in that sad situation. So thank you very much for coming, Mr. Suman. Eric Suman is the Deputy Director General for the Meteorological Agency, and he was here with Joseph Tete Potofi, who is Deputy Director for Synoptic Meteorology and Forecasting at the Meteorological Agency, talking to us about their new equipment that's supposed to give you weather information that's accurate, on the spot accurate. Expect that from them in the coming days. And if we don't, we know how to take them on. Thank you very much for coming.